Well, let's stay with that story from Turkey. Joining me is Elizabeth Prodromou, a professor at the Fletcher School at Tufts University, and her current research projects concentrate on cultural heritage and institutional religious freedom in Turkey. Thank you very much for joining us, Elizabeth. We saw a little bit earlier jubilant scenes in Turkey at Haghia Sophia. What's your reaction to what we've seen today?
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for covering this story and the issue. I think there's cause for grave concern about the decision to revert Haghia Sophia from a museum to a mosque for cultural heritage reasons, for nationalism and inclusive nationalism reasons, and also for geopolitical issues.
Well, when you say nationalism, and this obviously looks like it could be a political move on the part of President Erdogan, but what is it specifically that concerns you?
Well, in the face of it, there is Turkey's obligation as a signatory to UNESCO conventions related to the Haghia Sophia as a World Heritage Site. It was designated as such in 1985, and any state that is a signatory to the UNESCO convention cannot make modifications to a World Heritage Site without submitting a proposal to UNESCO, which would need to be reviewed, and Turkey has not done that. And they've already, even in the last 2 weeks since the announcement was made changes to the internal structure, which limit the outstanding universal value of the site. So that's the first major concern.
And are you also reading this as a move by Turkey away from being a secular state?
Certainly, President Erdogan has used very, very deliberate civilizational language to describe why it is that they made this decision. He has used the language of conquest. He has deliberately defined the decision as the reconquest of the church, the Byzantine Orthodox Cathedral, the mosque, and then the museum. He says that this is a reconquest of the mosque, both in terms of the minority populations in Turkey, but most specifically in terms of Turkey's secular history. So he's been very open about this move being a rejection of the Turkish brand of secularism that was associated with Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, although a form of secularism that was ultimately about state control of religion, not about separation of religion. But it's certainly a hard move away from that.
All right, Elizabeth Prodromou, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us today.